So one of the early things that the Rav Schick had said in this book, ERICH APAYIM, which is really all about the teachings of Rabbeinu HaKodesh, Rabbi NACHMAN of BRESLOV, he says over here that bearing burdens, ERICH APAYIM requires patience. So therefore, life is a burden. It's something that we have to work through. And in order to be successful, you have to have patience. Let's come over here for a minute. Let's come back to what he was talking about before, which is the subject of Shalom Bayit. He says, V'alkein, Misha Rotza l'schus l'Shalom Bayit. You want to have a beautiful home. Ha'ikar l'hargel es antbecha b'derek noam v'avacha v'dedunos el rak l'kaf z'chus is to go towards her. She's very different from you. B'derek noam, but in a sweet, accepting way. V'av in love, v'dedunos el rak l'kaf z'chus, and he said this before, always judging her innocently. Tomit, yihya esha yihya, no matter what she says or what she's doing or what she's involved with. Even if she should be opposite from him completely. Because in an easy way, a person can do anything that he wants to. And also, it takes sometimes, this may say takes time. In other words, it doesn't mean time, it means perseverance. It's not something that you achieve and then it's, you got it. Something that you work on all the time. She completely turns around to be like his thinking. But for this, you have to have tremendous patience. So he says, Yirech shetamid, so from its side, he sees like this, shetamid yihya shalom beso alfilu sheta'asa chazikos v'hapsedos, and the same idea, even if it's causing you a loss. Things are getting broken. You don't know the kaf zachos, she's right. Let her be right. Let her be that way. V'yihya rak b'shum b'chadav and understand her. Try to constantly be in peace with her. And he gave an answer to that. He says, don't answer back. And in the end, he'll see a bracha in his house. He says, if you make a pair, if you pair up and you work together, the Shekhinah will be with you. For Hamesim Shalom Sof Beso Ma'alal of a Koslet Ge'idum Mesim Shalom B'Yisrael I'll call Echad Ve'echad if he's Shekol Echad Ve'echad Melech B'Sof Beso, but every individual is a Melech in his own house. So he had meaning that he has what to give. V'amrach B'Godel Shalom Shebein Ish the Shehoya Amrach B'Teira Shemosha l'Kodesh Baruch Shenichtach b'Yimchach alamayim. So we would say, I think he means to say that if you have we would try to break this marriage, let it be dissolved in water. V'chazal l'Kadoshim v'Yisrach al ner Chanukah al Kiddush. What's greater than the ner of Chanukah and Kiddush from a ner Beisa, that is the candle in his home. He says, Edi b'shum shalom beisa, because it brings peace in the house. V'af she'im kol has ha'etzos adayim yesh lo tsaros rabos v'menu. So let's say even so. So you try these things. Ein zeh be'etza klal l'garsha, but to divorce her and get rid of it, because she's never stopping being this woman that she is, and she's in contrast to you, and she's not your type. She's constantly picking on you, or chas v'sholem livroch b'chabayas, or maybe God forbid you ran out of the house. Kitzarek l'schor ma'imram zal. Remember what the rabbi said: Mish yeshdo isha ron lo yerep b'nei gehenim. A man who has a woman who's tearing him to pieces all the time. He says, this person will not see the face of Gehenna sheep. But why? And what is he saying here? He's saying that she cleanses you. These criticism that she's doing, that she does, and this is the shaping process of trying to make you into a better person. It's just a natural phenomenon in women. The Gevurot Don't, it's already known, V'divrei Chazal, he says, the Kedoshim, as COVID, V'kushi, Gehenim, how really bad Gehenim is. Ad Shemuva B'Sfirma Kedoshim, Shekal the Yisurim, Sheba'olim, Shal Kol Yemei Chayiv, all the pains a person has had in his whole life long, Eina Megiyim, the Gevia Achaz, B'Gehenim, for one slight little burn that you might have in Gehenim. The burn of embarrassment of the life you could have had. By Yadei Sheyesh Do Isha Ra, so by the way, the person here has a bad woman. Nifta B'Kol Onsha Gehenim, that person, he means to say a woman who is beating you up all the time. That person will be saved from the fires of Gehenim. Okay, so basically she's shaping you up in this world for the next world. Okay, so your view is that she's an Isha Roa because she's beating you up all the time. So okay, so the Iker answer, he says, is patience and being able to bear the burden of life. He said, Madura lo tizko shabalo ish tko yihya l'cho ma umara Yosef v'Yosef begashmias of ruchnias, and how the woman we think like this. Remember that if a man goes without a woman, he's alone. That person, his mind is bitter and embittered. Yosef v'Yosef, more and more in this gashmias and ruchnias, that the person's life becomes more and more bitter. So even though all the pain that you have right now, or that, what you're going through, that you'll never get out of it. Teda. Yaakov Mesivas Bilbul Daitach. Because of the corruption or the confusion that's in a person's mind, and also the crooked intentions that a person has in his heart. Maybe he goes into anger and stuff. Because the Torah explains, Lo tov yos adam levado, it's not good a man should be by himself. I could make him a helpmate. It says like this, that helpmate, the nature of the helpmate, we see this in other places as well. In Kabbalah, we're learning about it today. It's called the Or Choser, a light that comes backwards. That is I call it an editing light. It's a female light. It's a light that has a lot of din to it because it's shaping and shaping, so on and so forth. This is a part of the dichotomy in life between men and women, and this is something that Rav Schick is directing here. This is Baruch Fleischman, Tikkun Elevator Kolo. This is APAYIM, written on the words of and the ruach of Rebbe NACHMAN the BRESLOV. All of that here is brought to you by Rebbe ELIEZER SHLOMO SCHICK and APAYIM.